Hi, this is Art, and this is from my book, And Another Thing, an eclectic collection of musings, afterthoughts, and paternal rantings. Upon moving out west in the late 80s, I landed a job at a penny stock firm. The office was located in a beautiful brand new glass building. The work was hard and the hours long, but the pay was pretty good. We had to be in the office by 6 a.m., and we worked at least 12 or 13 hours most days, Monday through Friday. Now, after I had been there for a few months, the geniuses who ran the place decided it would be a good idea to ruin our weekends as well. So, even though we were all independent contractors working strictly on commission, it became mandatory to come into the office on Saturday mornings from 9 to 1 p.m. And I hated it. Those 4 hours on Saturday were not a bit productive and accomplished nothing except to break up an otherwise nice 2 days off. In those days, I was a cigarette smoker, so every 2 or 3 hours I'd walk out of the office, take the elevator downstairs to the lobby, or sometimes out to the parking garage to have a butt. Now, one Saturday morning around 11 o'clock, I stepped out of the office to use the restroom. I then took the elevator down to the parking garage for a smoke. And as I stood there smoking my cigarette and grumbling to myself about the fact that I had to be there instead of being at home with my wife, I happened to glance over at my car, which was parked about 30 feet from where I was standing. At the same time, I reached down to feel the keys in my pants pocket, and in one of those crazy, impulsive, rash moments, I extinguished my cigarette, walked over to my car, got in, started the engine, and drove home. I spent the rest of the weekend dreading the almost certain fate that awaited me on Monday morning. But when I arrived at work on Monday morning, no one said anything, and I spent most of that first morning waiting for the excrement to hit the cooling apparatus, but it never did. It was as if no one had noticed that I had left. Has anyone seen Art? Oh, he must be around here somewhere. I just saw him earlier, and all of his paperwork is still on his desk. Now, this was a pretty large office with 40 or 50 people employed, and I guess once you showed up, you were perceived as having been there. Need I tell you that after that day, and for the rest of the time that I was employed at that firm, every Saturday morning I would show up at 9 a.m. like the good little soldier that I was, and every Saturday morning for the rest of the time that I was employed at that firm, I would get up from my desk around 10:30 or so and go downstairs for a smoke, leaving all of the morning's paperwork strewn across my desk, and I just didn't come back until 6 a.m. Monday morning. It was almost as if my little game made the trip worthwhile. No one, not even my closest colleagues, ever said a word to me, and I felt like I was beating the system. I was already giving the job somewhat north of 60 hours a week, and I just figured enough was enough. Now, I'm not advocating that anyone do that sort of thing. After all, I could have gotten myself in big trouble. Perhaps I could have even been terminated. But once in a while, it's kind of fun to do something naughty. That is, as long as you don't get caught. I hope you like my vlogs, and if you do, leave me a comment at the bottom of the screen. It's free, and it'll help me out. And thanks for watching.